Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. That's right. We're live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? I have got. Whoops, can't even see. The sun is insane. There we go. I've got about 50 minutes before the sun sets. So I'm only going to be doing 3 miles today instead of the usual 3.5. That's okay. That's still a decent walk. Welcome to another episode of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose Live edition. Live once again today from Bear Island Marina here in Redwood City, California. From the San Francisco Bay Trail. By Repair Guy, Raleigh. Hello, Eli. I hope your day has been well. It's been fantastic. Thanks for asking, Raleigh. Hope your day has been well as well. Today, I'm going to be discussing a topic that is going to give you folks a little more insight on where my personality stems from. And hopefully, to many of you that are wondering, why is Eli the way he is? Today, we're going to answer those questions, and I'm going to share my deep thoughts about it. Hey, ODN, respect Eli. Thank you, brother. I don't know what you mean by that, Raleigh, that those people are eating themselves. More specific, I don't understand what that means. Hey, Tia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Please enlighten me. Hey, what's up, BRG? That stands for Bayou Repair Guy. Even I got that one. Didn't go over my head, ODN. It's great to see my favorite usual suspects here. Thank you to those of you that are here today. As always, before I get into the topic here, lots going on. Lots going on for me. If you missed yesterday's show, I mentioned that I'm not going to be talking about certain things. I'll remind you folks again here today, in case you weren't here, or in case you haven't had a chance to watch the replay yesterday. For the foreseeable future, until I change my mind, and other people I'm involved with change my mind, I am not going to be talking about my significant other, my family, or her family. And I'm just going to speak for myself. Share examples of things that don't involve other people that are very close to me. I just am putting that to rest for a little while. So I don't want people to wonder, anything. Everything's all good. It's just I've made some decisions with people close to me, and we're just trying some new things out. And that's all it boils down to. Hello, ODN, says Raleigh, by a repair guy. Hi, Raleigh, and ODN says TODN. ODN, they are spinning in circles, looking like desperate stalkers. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't. I've had other things to deal with today. And so it's like, whatever, man. Tomorrow's the 1st. I got a lot of bills due on the 1st, so either I'm going to stay up a little bit late tonight and pay bills, or get up early in the morning and pay bills. Man. So, oh my. Well, Dad, do me a favor, Raleigh, because I don't want to cause any issues. Can you delete that last message? Because sometimes certain things that are said about those people, even if it's not from me, I get blamed for allowing that. So I get what you're saying. If you can just delete that last message, thank you so much. Yeah. And I think you know why, man, because it's no offense towards you. It's just that I don't need people coming at me over, and it's not your fault, man. It's nobody's fault. People are entitled to their opinions. And it's not like nasty things haven't been said about me. I just don't want to stoop that low back. But yeah, I honestly have not paid attention to anything. And if that's the case, if that's what's going on, I'll address it real quick here in a roundabout way. I mean, maybe that's the new plan. Maybe that's just the new skit. I mean, who knows if it's a fake fight, and at the end of the day, they have a beer over the phone and they laugh at everyone because they're just creating entertainment in their own, let's just say, their own special way, right? Yeah, ODN, I don't, honestly, I don't care. At what point are you folks in the audience going to get over this? Right? Like I said, I'm not talking about certain people anymore. If other people are talking about it, I can ignore it. I can handle it behind the scenes. If they use my content and they leave it up, I can flag them down. I mean, that's just the mature and responsible way to handle things. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm sorry if me not elaborating further, Raleigh and ODN, offends you guys or bores you guys. I know that you have a long history with certain people like I do, and sometimes it just feels good to be able to go somewhere and vent about it. And listen, I understand that, and I love you guys. I get it. But honestly, I'm like immune to it. It's like, like they have the COVID shot and the flu shot. I've got like the drama shot, the anti-drama shot. It cures all the drama away, right? I'm more than good. No matter what you do, Eli, it's never good enough for those people. Yeah, Tia, listen, I appreciate that. And I get it, right? And I understand, like, sometimes you feel like you need to vent too, and I get it too. I vented the other day, you know? But, honestly, to be honest with all of you, not only am I immune to all this, I'm like bored of it. It's like boring. Even if they attack people close to me or attack me or whatever, right? Like, okay, all right, whatever. It's like, what do you guys want me to do? I understand and agree we need to move past this. Oh, by the way, Raleigh, I did see your show the other day, the one that's now members only. I did catch it live, and I have a lot going on behind the scenes, and if I would have popped on, it would have just wasn't a good time. And so, but I appreciate you, trying to help and trying to do your part. I think we've all done our part. No problem. I like to have open debates. Yeah, I like discussing things too. Nothing wrong with discussing things. That was a lizard on the trail there. I almost stepped on it. Luckily, it got away. I like discussing things too, but what I don't like doing is discussing the same shit over and over again. It's redundant. And there's nothing new. It doesn't move anyone's needle forward. I mean, redundancy is ineffective to moving your needle forward. It will only effectively destroy your channel or channels and your spirits if you keep being redundant over the same stuff. But anyway, so today I want to discuss something that really has been a part of who I am all my life. I've been this way since birth. I'm still the same way today. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also something that can be greatly misunderstood about you. And that's the fact that I am an empath. I am an empath. Hang on, on, give me a second. Okay. I had to make sure that my phone was charging. It is. I am an empath. How this affects others and myself. One more time, the topic is I am an empath. How this affects others and myself. It's been like 90 degrees today. It's another warm day. The breeze isn't as breezy today. So it's a little bit warm out here, but it's okay, it's cool. It's like a dry heat, so it's not like really humid at all. So if you don't know what an empath is, it's basically someone that is very intuitive regarding other people's feelings, wants, and needs. So, for example, people that I'm surrounded by, whether it's online or offline, my intuition is able to read the type of people they are. And I can tell if someone else is an empath. Tia, I can tell 100% with no doubt in my mind that you're an empath as well. And empaths have nothing but big hearts and souls. And they care about the best overall interest of others in general, and at times, even more than themselves. Empaths are the least selfish people on the planet. Empaths have zero selfishness in them. They're selfless people. Tia says, you're correct. Absolutely. Yeah? Yeah, I had no doubt about that one. Because your behavior is consistent with your heart and soul. Revelations, Star Trek episode 1966 was great. It was called The Empath. Did you see it? Did you ever see it, Eli? How's everybody? Never saw that, dude. I'll have to look it up. Revelations, how's it going, bro? Thank you so much for being here. How's your day going, man? I'm doing all right. All is well. Hey, good to see you, Revelations, says Tia. Yeah, absolutely. I've always been the type of person that loves helping other people no matter what. I've always been the first person to offer and lend a helping hand. I've always been like that. But when I was younger, I didn't realize that most people that you help will never help you out in return, will never reciprocate in any way, shape, or form. When I was younger, I used to think that, if I help other people, they're going to help me. And that's typically the way things should work, but that's not the way things work at all. And that's why as I got older and started studying self-help and personal development as I got into my early to mid 30s, I really got into self-help and personal development, and that's what I teach today. I started to realize, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I started to realize that you give to give and not give to get. You help people with no expectation in return. And I've learned to realize that everything that you give, like every 10 times you give something, you might get 1 or 2 things in return. So you got to understand. You got to understand in life, typically 80 to 90% of the time, you're going to be helping others out of the kindness of your heart. If you're an empath, if that's the type of person you are. And that 80 to 90% is going to be just out of the kindness of your heart. Free of charge, no money exchange, nothing, right? Now, the other 10% of the time, you can still make a good living. As long as you don't force people to reciprocate. Because even if you try to force them, they're not going to reciprocate anyway. And you should have it in your heart and soul that you enjoy helping people for the sake of helping them, not for an expectation of something in return, monetarily or otherwise. You aren't looking for handouts, says ODN. No. Revelations, I'm good, hanging in there in this crazy economy. Hi, Tia and Bayou. Revelations, I have some friends that don't help me, including family. Some of them are narcissists, Eli. Well, yeah, here's the thing, Revelations. You can't expect anyone to help you, especially nowadays. Now, if some people do help you out of the kindness of their heart, and that includes family, then you got to look at that as you're very fortunate and it's a bonus, right? And as a man, you got to go out there and do what you got to do to survive. You got to go out there and fight in any weather, in any storm. And yeah, maybe right now there are more storms than in the past. And it's a bit challenging. It's very challenging, man. You know, I've got a lot of stuff going on. You know, I've learned, like I said, Revelations and Tia, Raleigh, and ODN, anyone else that's here, I've learned to not put everything out on YouTube anymore. Not because I'm ashamed, because there's no need for people to make content out of every little personal thing I put out there. And also, if I'm going to be doing other things to provide for my family, you know, people don't need to know so they can try to ruin those opportunities for me that are helping to pay for my livelihood. So I get it. I understand. Revelations. The Bible says when we help people, we aren't to ask for something back. We do it from the heart, as you said, Eli, right? You give to give, not give to get, man. And when you give to give and not give to get, the law of reciprocity will come back to you in the end. It'll take a while. It won't happen right away. And like I said, out of every 10 times you help someone, 1 or 2 of those times will be reciprocated. Typically, it'll be 1 time. Sometimes you get lucky and get 2 out of 10. It'll never be more than that. And if it's more than that, then you're one lucky son of a gun. Or a daughter of a gun. Because women work nowadays too. Let's not forget that. Oh man, it reminds me when my dad made fun of my mom one time when my brother and I were young. I think I was like 8 years old or 9 years old, right? And so we're looking at, what, 42 years ago? So what was that, like 1982? This was around the early 80s, right? And my mom wasn't home, and my dad was home. And I asked my dad, where did mom go? And my dad started chuckling and said, your mother went to work. I've shared this story before, but I got to share it again because, man, God bless you. God rest your soul, Dad, Dimitri. Dimitri was the funniest man alive because he never tried to be funny. He just had these proverbs. He would just call people out on their shit, and he would just say funny shit. It was true. It was real. He's like, your mother went to work, because he knew women were rising up and becoming liberated, right? And my mother had not gone to work yet. And now, eventually, 10 plus years after that, she did end up getting a job with the county of San Mateo and had a great career for 25 plus years. But this was like 10 or 12 years prior to when she actually started working, and it was still early on. Like the third wave of the feminist movement, the women's movement, had not started yet. It was still about 10 years out before the 90s, right? 8 to 10 years out, right? The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not a shepherd. That's true, ODN. Revelations, the Bible says when we help people, we aren't to ask for something. Yeah, okay, yeah, I already read that. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that was just hilarious. And I didn't understand why my dad was laughing. But now, as I've gotten older, and I understand the women's movement and all that, in essence, my dad was seeing this happen early on. And my dad was old school traditional, right? Now, he wasn't a trad con because he wasn't conservative, but he was traditional. He was like the liberal version of the trad con. I try to name it trad lib in the past, but that doesn't make sense, right? My dad was a trad lib. Liberal. Or trad Democrat, right? Yeah. But being an empath is something that, as a human being, you cannot control. Like you can't turn off being an empath. You either are one, you're wired to be one, or you're not, in my opinion. Because, like, sometimes I give so much to people at my own expense, and I still do that to this day. And I try to turn it off, and I try to stop doing it, but I just can't help myself to be an empath. I can't. I'm like, how do I say this the right way? It's a part of me. It's a permanent part of me. It's something that I just can't let go, no matter how much I want to let it go or how hard I want to let it go. It's who you are. It's who I am. Sun's going down right below that freeway sign over there. Good evening, everyone. Hey, just Amanda, how are you doing? Welcome back. been great to see you around often lately. Thank you. Thank you to all of you for spending your Monday evening with me. So the downside to being an empath is empaths, they care a lot about everyone else at the expense of themselves or taking care of themselves at times, or many times. We sacrifice ourselves for others. It's almost kind of like the Jesus Christ complex. It's like Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross for us. Empaths are just like they're like a Jesus Christ figure. Or we have what's called the Messiah complex. Now, I've admitted this before. And look, I'm not trying to compare myself to Jesus, the good Lord Jesus Christ or God, his Father, the Father Almighty, right? I believe in one God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth, right? I'm sorry, and if you don't believe in God, then I'm sorry if I've offended you, but most people that participate here are God-loving people. Hello, Odian and Amanda and Eli. Hey, just Amanda. Well, you are Amanda. Did you say hi to yourself? That was pretty funny. Amanda, did you say hi to yourself? Because that's great. That's fantastic. I meant to you. That's okay. That's all good. You gave me a good laugh. It's all good, right? But I've said it before, and I'll say it even once again. I feel like I was born with a Messiah complex. The Jesus Christ Messiah complex where I want to save everyone. I can't help it. I'm addicted to wanting to save everyone. And I've always been the type of person that cares about the underdog because I was the underdog when I was younger. And I was picked on and bullied and teased, and I didn't know how to handle it. I've been through all that. And when I, worked my way through it and turned things around, I learned to identify that behavior when it's happening to other people. So I love helping protect people from evil. Or if people are going through something and it's affecting them from living a happy and healthy life, I feel like I need to do whatever I can to help them turn it around. That's just the type of person I am. That's why I chose to do what I do out here. This is the truth of the matter. This is no joke. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Anyone can spin this way out of context. I don't give a shit. This is the truth of the matter. This is what drives me to do what I do, whether I get paid or not. This is what drives me to do what I do. This is what makes me feel worth living. This is my purpose. Well, we're going to turn around here because I'm not going to do the last quarter mile out and back because it's going to start to get dark. That sun is going to go down. Let me go come over here for a second and see what's the progress like over here. Well, can you actually walk this to the other side of the trail. You probably can walk this all the way to the other side over there. I mean, they could easily add a trail here. This is like a road or something. And it doesn't say you can't come over here. And this is part of the old fencing here to protect the wildlife. This is interesting. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen in the future. Tia is crying out of laughter with the 2 crying out of laughter emojis. Stupid copy and paste says just Amanda. It's okay. That's it. That second glass of wine. Well, Amanda, don't have any more. Yeah, I definitely will not. Yeah. I like wine. I just don't drink that much anymore at all. Very rarely, every now and then. And wine, you know, it's that 1 glass of wine every now and then is actually not bad for you. The problem is even 1 glass of wine will dehydrate me by morning. And I got to keep drinking water all night or have some kind of soda or liquid or something. Wine will dehydrate you extremely fast. Well, any alcohol will dehydrate you extremely fast, but wine, because it tastes so good, you drink it like it's water. And you're supposed to sip it. You're supposed to swirl it around, let it breathe, and all that fancy wine connoisseur bullshit, right? No disrespect to people that are connoisseurs. I'm just like, when I used to network back in the days, I'm still friends with this lady online, and we used to go to a lot of her events from my organization, the GNA, when we did in-person events. She used to run wine parties at home, and she was a part of this network marketing company that sold specialty wine. So she would do what are called wine tastings, right? And back then, the woman that I was dating would be the designated driver, so I could try the wine. I would try all the wines, and I'll just tell you, you know, after 4 or 5 glasses of wine, and you're hanging out there with your friends, and you're like, okay, nighty night, take me home, I'm done. Stick a fork in me, even at my size, you know. It'll dehydrate you. Then you wake up the next morning, and even if you've had like a gallon of water, you're gonna be like dehydrated for the rest of the day, the next day. And it's gonna just make you feel crappy. That's why for me, like I don't mind having a little alcohol every now and then, but every now and then, I couldn't drink alcohol regularly. I just don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like how it dehydrates me. I don't like how now alcohol will like destroy the nutrients in you. No, I'm not trying to criticize anyone. I'm just saying that I just personally don't like what it does to me. Call me a sissy, call me a man that can't hold his own, whatever. But I'm 50 years old and I'm still ticking, and I'm healthy and happy. And that's all that matters. Wine always made me tired compared to other alcohols, says Tia. Yeah. Absolutely. It's going to affect everyone differently. But one thing is, it will dehydrate everyone, no matter how it affects you otherwise. Yeah, so, you know, how does being an empath affect others and myself? Well, to the people that you're helping, those people, most of them will be gracious and happy and be thankful and might reciprocate or might not. Sometimes you help people and they don't even say thank you, right? As an empath, you've got to understand that you're not doing it for the accolades or the pat on the back. You're doing it because that's just who you are. Jesus Christ didn't go around looking for pats on the back. He was just that type of person that was so selfless that gave up himself. He gave up his life for us. And a man named Pontius Pilate, that's like the coolest name in the world. But he was the crucifier, Pontius Pilate. That's a cool name, Pontius Pilate. But on the third day, he rose again, right? In accordance to the scriptures, right? So the good wrath of Jesus is always in people like myself that are empaths, because that's Jesus. That's who Jesus was, is, however you want to say it. ODN says, I would like to smoke weed with you. I'm sure you can handle it. Some people can't handle a half a gummy. I don't know, dude. I've never done weed, and I don't think I ever will. I've never done any drugs. I've never even done weed. I'm just a natural person, man. The only thing not natural about me is this beard, because I use Just for Men. I'm 50 years old. I use Just for Men. When I don't, I got a little bit of gray. But what the hell do you expect from a 50-year-old man? Who knows, ODN? Who knows? Maybe one day. Never say never, right? So, in moderation. Okay. Yeah, everything in moderation is fine. Right? But how does being an empath affect others and myself? Well, other people will look at an empath and they'll think some people will think that we're crazy. Some people will think we're phony and we're pretending to be so nice because we're trying to manipulate people into trying to get something from them. It could be money, it could be something else, whatever, right? Because most people are not empaths, and so when they see an empath, they don't know what an empath is, and they think that there's something wrong with us. Some people may even think that we have NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, or we have some, underlying disorder, mental disorder or whatever. And the truth of the matter is, we're just an empath. We see the world differently. We see people differently. We live by the words of God and Jesus religiously. Maybe it's too much, but I would rather be an empath than anything else. I would rather be an empath than go out there and treat people like shit. And maybe you can come back and say, well, you could be a hybrid in between. I don't want to be a hybrid of an asshole and an empath. I just want to be an empath. That's who I am. I don't know how to be any other way. And other empaths like you, T, are going to understand this because this is just who you are and how you've always been. And there are going to be many people that love you, but there will also be many people that are going to challenge you and hate you, which hate's a strong word, maybe dislike you, right? Because they're so hateful or they hate themselves so much they can't stand the fact that you're so nice to other people or so giving and loving, nurturing and caring to other people. The sun's starting to go down. We are at 46 minutes. Oh, I think that's that nice, beautiful private jet coming. It's just a beautiful shot. Who could ask for anything more? Toyota. Remember those old Toyota commercials? Man, those old school commercials. They were the best. They don't make them like they used to. Now commercials are over dramatized. Just Amanda with, okay, what is that? A smirky emoji? Just Amanda Odian. I don't know who you are talking about, but the word fairy always makes me laugh. I'm sure you can figure out who he's talking about. ODN has problems with a person I've had problems with in the past, and I'm not saying I'm too thrilled about how this person is doing things even currently, but I've just learned to let it go. I really just don't care. ODN hasn't gotten to that point yet. Maybe one day he will, and he'll realize that it's not worth giving that guy or other people that aren't going to move your needle forward. It's not worth giving them the time of day or giving them a breath. That's just how it is, you know. What will we do without ODN, says Tia. Just a man that says, okay, LOL. To ODN saying his stalker. Just a minute, to be fair, Eli has a handful of them. It takes a minute. Just Amanda, they're all from the same group, and it all stems back to one person. It's the same thing. That's all it is. And, you know, they can rebrand all they want over there and change things and try to say that they're parting discords and, right, they're no longer called a certain thing, whatever. They're still doing the same shit. It's no different. ODN, maybe you can answer something that Raleigh put out earlier today Raleigh was saying that I guess there's some infighting going on over there. And you don't have to mention any names specifically, and please don't say things that are going to trigger these people to come at me. I'm just saying that what I'm hearing is that now they're infighting, which I think is being purposefully done as a publicity stunt. It's like an act, and at the end of the day, they all laugh about it behind the scenes and collect their paychecks. You're right, Amanda. Says Tia. Odian, honestly, I think it all started because Eli said he didn't want to spend the $20 on gas to see him at the airport. Nope, that's not what started it. What started it was I called him a spoiled, entitled millennial with my ex Dana on a video 6 years ago. And that triggered the shit out of him. But what really got him going here is he used to be sponsored $3,000 a month to come at me. And that motivated him to build an audience and work. He was getting paid a guaranteed amount of money, and then on top of that, making donations. He was living large for a while. But now all of that has dissipated. And it's not a big deal. I just don't care. I don't care, you know. I wish them all nothing but the best. They have the opportunities to do other things, right? You know, if they're not making enough out here to survive, or if they don't have other income sources on top of doing this, you know, then that's on them, right? And obviously, if they're still out here doing this, then they've got other ways of making money, or maybe they're still making enough money, or they have enough savings to pay their bills for now. But it's not my place to say how they're paying their bills. I could care less. You retracted your message before I could see it, ODN. It's all good. I think I'm going to take an Epsom salt bath tonight. Yo, he wanted you to come give him a hug at the airport, dude. Don't lie. Whatever. He was passing through on the way to Oregon to see the redhead chick. The one that he said had BPD, borderline personality disorder. Dude, you're the one with BPD, bro. You're the one with BPD, dude. If anyone has BPD, it's him. That's my opinion, of course. It's my opinion, sir, that you have BPD. Because anything that you accuse someone is basically a clear projection of yourself. I mean, shit, I wouldn't fly clear across the country from Florida to frickin' Oregon to see a chick I didn't like. And then to call her, say she's got BPD. And I've never, the farthest I've ever gone to meet any woman was 200 miles driving. And I've only done that a few times in the past. Typically, my radius is 75 miles. He has to fly across the country to get some pro. Well, it is what it is, dude. Whatever floats his boat, whatever floats anyone's boat. But I'll just say, I've never had a problem meeting women or meeting women in my local area. But you also have to understand, I'm sure that sponsor back then was paying for him to go and do those vacations and make content out of it. So you got to understand, when you're getting paid to do shit, it doesn't matter what happens with the woman. You're on vacation. If you happen to go out there and get laid, it's all good. If not, you're getting paid by a sponsor to fly across the country and then go live from your phone at the airport. I'm broadcasting live from my ex Dana's house. I put the, we had Hangouts on air back then. I put the Hangouts link in there. And this mofo pops on in, hey, I'm in San Francisco. Oh, great. You're in San Francisco. What do you want a hug, like ODN said? You want a hug? I even offered the guy, you have video of that, ODN. You still have video of that. I've got that video too. I've got it on my Coach Eli Classics channel. But don't worry, ODN, I won't flag your shit down. Like, you get an all access pass to Coach Eli stuff, right? Because I like you, ODN. People I like, I don't copyright strike. I give them permission to use my content. Joe Buddy even said you have more testosterone than him. Well, I don't like calling him Joe Buddy. So I actually found out who he was. You remember that? And I never went public on that. But Mr. Millennial Guy, and let's just call him Joe Buddy, and we had a three-way call on Hangouts back then, and I said, Joe Buddy, I know your real name. Here's your real name. Here's where you live. And I'm not going to dox you. I'm just like, I'm tired of your shit. I'm tired of people stealing from me anonymously. So now I find out who you are. And you're saying, oh, Eli's threatening to dox. Nope, I'm not threatening to dox anyone. I'm just saying, I know who you are now, and if you don't stop, then there are all types of actions I can take legitimately, right? And Millennial Guy was basically trying to calm me down and trying to get me not to do anything. And I wasn't going to ever do anything, dude. I just wanted you guys to stop. And that slowed Mr. Buddy down quite a lot. Every now and then he'll still do some shit, but it was never the same after that, because now he knows I know who he is. Right? I think we need to create the YouTube's 10 most wanted list. YT most wanted. YT 10 most wanted. Joe Buddy would be one of them. Sometimes I crack myself up. It's all good. So anyway, how being an empath affects others and myself. Again, like I said, a lot of people think that you're phony baloney. They think that you're pretending to be nice to try to, get shit out of people or take advantage of the system or whatever. It may come off that way because if you're not an empath, you will never understand why empaths are the way they are. we have what's called the Messiah complex. And it's not saying that we're any better than you or anyone else. What it's saying is that we have a save the world complex where we love everyone no matter what, and we want everyone to be happy and healthy and successful. That's how it is. Is that a possibility? Anything is possible. Highly unlikely is more like it. But our head and our heart, when it comes to empaths, is caring for everyone in general. Now, if people do us wrong, we're still going to stand up for ourselves and call you out. But at the same time, we're going to be like, come on, you can rise above this. You don't need to do this stupid shit. Right? You can choose to rise above it. You're just not ready to do it yet. Right? Maybe one day you'll be ready and then you'll realize why I am the way I am. Or why empaths are the way they are. I've got a bunch of half-empty Celsius laying around. I'm mixing them into one drink to recycle. That's fantastic, dude. You got a bunch of cans open of Celsius, which is not bad. It's a good drink. A good little light, refreshing carbonated drink. And so you're basically pouring them all into one can, and then you're crushing the rest and recycling them. For the house, I got a can and bottle crusher. It can crush up to 24-ounce cans and bottles. And I'll tell you, when you crush cans and bottles, you're basically saving 75% space. Like, you can fit 4 crushed cans and bottles for 1 uncrushed can and bottle. So when you go to the recycling center, you can bring 4 times as much weight. Same amount of bags, but there's more weight because the cans and bottles are crushed. It's more efficient. You go to the recycling center less often, storing them in your place in the meantime so you have enough to go to the recycling center, load the car and go to the recycling center. It's easier when you have fewer bags that are heavier, right? Yeah, we got this really decent can crusher and it works well. Can and plastic bottle crusher. You crush plastic bottles too. It crushes them to the point of where they're flat. So it's very, very space efficient. And how being an empath affects me. I love helping people, and sometimes I will choose to help people free of charge than to do other things with my time during those times to make more money. And that's why I get criticized a lot when it comes to money, because I'm an empath. And I don't do it for the money. Yes, do I want to make money and need money? Yes, I've always said that. But the money will come in due time for just doing what I love to do, helping people for free, helping people genuinely from the kindness, or out of the kindness of my heart. We just jumped up to 34 people, ODN. I guess people are coming in late. It's all good. But ODN, you never answered my question. Out of curiosity, spare me the headache. I don't want to waste any time wanting to look at stupid shit. Is there infighting going on the other side? Or was Raleigh just saying that? I think 95% of the stuff those people do is all fake instigated drama. So if they're fighting amongst themselves, they're not really fighting. They're just they're playing it up for the audience. and for the audience to not understand the concept of this, right? Is surreal. It is. It's surreal to me. And maybe they do understand it, but maybe they like the fake instigated drama. Maybe they're paying them for doing such a great job of acting. I would hope that's the case, because if they honestly think what's happening is real, then they're out of their damn mind. I don't waste nothing. So that the T woman didn't do anything, and millennial dude started going at her. Okay. Let me know if that's the case. I'll talk about this for the last 5 to 10 minutes before I go off the air, ODN, because I think you're all going to be very enlightened by my answer. You may want to take a live look in, Mr. Millennial Guy. Do a live look in, because you're going to be surprised what I'm about to say here. ODN. It's so weird that dude is screaming at his screen, like you can actually hear him. He looks so nuts talking to his computer right now. That's probably why 30 came here. Is he screaming at Miss T? Is that what he's doing? ODN, I don't want to have to go over there. I don't care to go over there. Is he screaming at Miss T? Go fucking figure, man. I almost can't help but comment on this, because I'm not surprised one bit. And I know why. I know exactly why he's doing it. But confirm it, ODM, before I open up my big mouth. A big fat Greek mouth. Come on, Auden. 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 I like that. Hey, dude, broski, you called me Auden. We gotta get together and smoke the 420 sometime, broski. I like that, dude. That's funny, man. ODN, you've always been great for a good laugh, man, but you've always been pretty real for the most part, dude. So he's going back and forth, and he's going to listen. He's going to listen if he's talking about Miss T. do I think it's FID? And FID, F-I-D, is short for fake instigated drama. Do I think it's FID? I got my own acronym for this garbage content now. FID, fake instigated drama. He's just comparing himself to you as per usual, man. You told me he was talking about Miss T and going at her. Was that earlier, or is he still kind of going back and forth? Was he legitimately going at her, or was he coming off fake, or was he triggered? Like, are you going to force me to waste my time watching this dumb shit tonight? Oh yeah, early seemed real. Okay, so let me tell you what I think is going on. Because I actually called him out a few days ago, and he didn't even know what I was talking about. But then yesterday, I think I mentioned I was talking about him. And what I said was, you know, if you want to, if you want to all of a sudden clear your name and move forward with positivity and put all the drama behind you, right? And you want to come off like this Saint Messiah type dude all of a sudden, okay? And if you're also going to come out and say, you know, you don't want anyone going real life at you, so at the same time, you also are trying to preach to your audience that they shouldn't go real life on others, right? So here's a dilemma, ODN. This is what you're not putting together, but this is what I'm here for. Is that Miss T likes going real life on people for content. And millennial guy has gone real life on people, but hasn't done it in a while, and is trying to back off because a lot of people are tired of all this. So he's basically saying, I don't want to do this anymore, which I can actually believe that. I do believe him there, right? But you see, he's associated with Miss T, who's best friends with his business partner, the woman I won't mention because I just don't mention her per her request years ago, right? Early in the stream, he said, I'm his content and T can't use you. He said, you are his cash cow. Not. No, sir. Because let me tell you something, sir. I hope you're watching me right now. I'm going to go home tonight, and all those streams that are up on your Showtime channel are going to get flagged for copyright. You can file your counter. You do not own me, okay? And neither does T. And either one of you, if you want to use small clips under fair use, you both have the right to do that. So on one hand, no. As much as I'm not fond of Miss T, you cannot sit there and try to control her and say that I'm your content. Fuck you. You're not my content, or I'm not your content. You don't own me. You don't. You don't own me. And sir, honestly, I was about to go to bat for you because right is right and wrong is wrong. The thing is, you're mad at Miss T, and instead of calling her out for what you're mad at, you're telling her to not use me as her content because I'm your content? Hell no. What you want to tell Miss T is to stop going real life at people because you don't want people going real life at you. You're associated to Miss T because your business partner is like best friends with her, so you're all tied in together. And if she keeps going real life on people, then people are going to go real life on you. That's the truth of the matter. And you know what? I'm the only one that can state it as clearly as I do. She does have a bigger audience than him. I hate to say it. As much as I'm not fond of Miss T, okay? She's a much better creator than him. She is. She absolutely is. But I don't like what she creates because she does hate content. If she put her content into positivity, she would be a way better creator. So, so they're legitimately fighting now over my content. You got to be out of your damn mind. What a sad, pathetic thing. But see, you got to understand that they're all friends behind the scenes. This could be one big act because he wants me to talk and get pissed. I could care less. All I want to say is this: I'm going to go home. I'm going to file copyright strikes on your Showtime channel that still has a lot of my content on there. And that's fine. You can file your counter. Or you can delete the content, stop talking about me, and then she can stop talking about me. You all can just move the hell on. At least the T woman deletes the content because she doesn't want her channel going down. But you leave it up because you want me to flag you down because you want to call me out as a flagger, or you want to call me the derogatory flagging word that's related to the opposite sexual orientation I am. You know what you want to call me, right? You want me to see, the thing is, the reason why you're leaving up my shit publicly, millennial dude, is because you want me to take you down, right? Because I'm taking everyone else down. So that way you can make content off of it on a different channel. Because like you said, I don't care if you take me down, I'll just go on a different channel. You can never get rid of me. Yeah, dude. So why am I going to give you what you want? That's why I've been taking you down. But now I'm going to take you down. I'm going to take you down. Now I'm going to, because now I firmly do believe you're trying to be controlling with my content. And I own my content, not you. And you are wrong here if you're telling anyone, and I hate to say it, as much as I'm not too fond of Miss T, you and her both have the same fair use rights to my content or anyone's content. But you can't say, oh, you can't, Eli's my content. You can't use Eli. Who the hell are you, dude? Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you to think you own anybody, dude? What kind of complex do you have? Are you, what is this? You know what we is? Come on, dude. I thought you had this woman and your life was getting all better and stuff, dude. And I'm glad ODN's telling me what's going on because I don't want to go back and watch your garbage content. I don't want to even give you a view. Wow, how pathetic, man. How pathetic, dude. I'll tell you this, bro. Let me tell you this. I did nothing wrong. And that woman you're going against will find a way to have her way with you. And I don't really think you should have done what you did. Oh, I agree. As much as, listen, I'm not fond of what Miss T did to me, and still does. But in this case, she's completely right, and he's wrong. He's wrong. But again, ODN, this dude and this entire group of people are known for FID, fake instigated drama. This could be one big act. That's why everyone that's surrounded their network for all these years have always asked, is this real? Is this not? They asked me if when I was talking about him it was real. No, for me, on my end, it was real. For him, it's always been FID, fake instigated drama. Fake instigated drama, that's all it is. Wow. It could be, but I think he knows she's going to be more popular than him in the long run. Well, maybe in the crama sector, but like this content is not going to work anywhere else. And listen, this is the problem with this drama, true crime, drama, crama combined group, right? Right? it's a limited audience, right? And your audience is based off of you fighting with people constantly or trying to, say some damning shit about people. And a lot of times there's nothing new, so you got to make shit up to keep your audience engaged, right? And it's something after a while that gets old, and it's just it's not something, in my opinion, that's fulfilling in the long run. I've always said this kind of stuff is not sustainable long term, ODN. That's what I've always said. I don't mind giving my opinion on this stuff because, that's a part of, personal development and self improvement is to understand these situations and avoid them like the plague. That's it, right? So again, ODN, we don't know what's real here and what's not because these people have a history of making shit up for content, fake instigated drama. But at the same time, the millennial dude has had many falling outs with people over my content. She probably is making more money off my content than he is. And the thing is, like, that's not right within itself. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you this. The funny thing at the end of the day is them fighting over this, believe it or not, makes them look really bad and makes us look really good over here. She makes me want to puke. I cannot listen to her. Her voice makes me cringe. Yeah, I'm not fond of listening to her too. Now, I'm not going to trash her. I don't trash anyone. I'm not here to trash anyone. But I think that she's very capable of creating more authentic content. Robert, how you doing? I still need to unblock your other channels. What's been going on, brother? I don't like her, but I see why people would rather watch her over the millennial. I agree. I feel the same way. I'm not going to go as far and say I don't like her. I'm not fond of her content or some of the things she does. I just, I don't like her style. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to sit there and criticize anyone. I think anyone can change and make good content and be a better person. But yes, at the end of the day, I will at least say that compared to the millennial guy, she is not boring. The problem with the millennial guy is I've said it. Here's the thing. The funny thing is, his two female, well, I guess he has the one business partner that's friends with Miss T. And I did used to consider Miss T a business partner, but I guess not. But Miss T and her friend that's millennial guy's business partner, those two women are far more entertaining and far more lively and energetic than he is. Like, they're not monotone. He's monotone. The thing is, he's a monotone dude, and after a while, listening to him puts you to sleep. I think we all have our own opinions. Of course we do. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, they can go on and fight about me. I mean, that's pretty pathetic. They can go on and fight about me. I'm going to go home and I got some things to do. ZZZ, yes, sir. Yeah. Have you been following that shit, Robert? Robert, I'm going to unban your main channels, okay? I'll bring you back, Robert, because I think we're way past all this BS. And there may be some things we can collaborate on every now and then. And I'm at the point right now where I'm doing things on my own. I don't know if you've heard. Between now and the end of the year, I'm not going to be talking about my lady or her family or my family, and she's not going to do any content. Okay, she's staying away from, YouTube. We decided to do that for her mental health, my mental health, just to kind of let things taper off. And then, you know, more than likely she will be back at the beginning of 2025. And that's going to be incredible. Let's turn on the front light here. Look at the difference when you turn it on and off. You see? Watch this. Look at that. Light on, light off. Light on, light off. I'm not even going to tell people anymore what I'm going to be having for dinner. Because the thing is, like, everything I talk about, just to, engage my audience and have just a normal, friendly conversation, like everything I talk about specifically, it becomes a part of their content. It's like surreal, man. She's part of your everyday. So weird how he keeps comparing himself with you. Like the dude wants to be better than you so bad. That's his life goal, LOL. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Okay, Mr. Millennial dude. If in your head you feel you're better than me, then in your head think you're better than me, and that's all good, bro. Then just know that in your head, and that'll allow you to move past things. And it's all good, dude. Dude, I don't have a problem with you thinking that you're better than me. If that makes you feel better, dude, to feel that you're better than me, that's all good. Because here's the thing, dude. I'm not here to compare myself to anyone, male or female. I'm just myself, dude. I'm just a dude that's just living life and taking it day by day and grabbing it by the horns. That's it, right? That's all, man. Look at the difference. Light on, light off, light on. Boom, boom. So that's cool, man. Hey, if it makes you feel better to know that you're better than me at everything, then that's cool, dude. I'm cool with you thinking that, right? Because I don't need any validation to feel self-happiness, right? I could be the brokest guy in the world. I could be the ugliest guy in the world. And everything in my life could be going wrong. And here's the difference, dude. I'm still happy with who I am. And I accept, and I accept who I am. That was a selfie stick. Fell out of my hands for a second. That's all, man. Senator Palacio. True, she couldn't do more content like Barnyard Life. Oh, sorry, she could do more content like Barnyard Life, recipes for good slop. Yeah. Hey, Sandra, how you doing? Sandra and Tia, did you get my individual private messages behind the scenes? Just let me know, and that's as far as we need to go with that. Let me know if you got my individual. I'm good, Elias, says Sandra. That's great to hear, Sandra. Awesome. Wonderful. Tia says, Sandra with the 3 crying at a laughter emojis. I'm still walking in the parking lot. I've probably walked another mile since I came out here. Yes, I'll talk to you later about it. Yeah, it's all good though, Sandra. And same, yes, I did. Okay, you sent a message back? That sounds like a water sprinkler that's messed up. It sounds like it's really dripping. Oh my God, look at this sprinkler. Here it is. This sprinkler's messed up. Look at that. It's like a broken fire hydrant, but a broken sprinkler. Look at that. And if I turn off the light, well, you can still kind of see it, but I'll turn on the light. Oh, that's messed up. I was hearing like water dropping like a waterfall. Live television people. I'll call the maintenance man or turn off the sprinkler system because you're wasting water right now. But anyway. These people left me a comment asking me to check on you because they're worried. I'm not talking about my woman anymore. Now, there's nothing to worry about. All is good. Like I said, she's not doing any content with me till like the beginning of 2025. She's on a YouTube detox. And I'm not talking about her, my family, or her family until further notice, probably until next year. But you didn't know that, Robert, so that's okay. No problem, man. Odian, it's so bizarre. You look the same as you did 10 years ago, but when you look at him, he looks like a completely different person. Yeah, well, I still use Just for Men. Maybe that's why. Yeah, here's the thing, ODN. There is some truth to looking good physically and taking care of yourself, but I'm not here to talk about that. Like, my whole thing is this: it doesn't matter what you look like. What matters is how you feel about yourself, right? And if you're going out there actively and constantly competing against someone for years because it makes you feel better if you think you're better than him. Like, a real man is not going to compete with another man, let alone anyone else, male or female. A real man is only going to compete with himself. The only person I compete with is myself, ODN. I only compete with myself and nobody else. Because I don't feel the need to one-up anyone. I don't feel the need to be better than anyone. I'm not trying to be better than anyone. Remember, I'm an empath. That was the whole point of this stream, is to talk about the fact that I'm an empath and how it affects others and myself, right? Episode number 833 of Walking with Purpose Live. Give me a second, I'll be right back. He needs to shout it from the mountaintops. Oh my God. I think I'm going to wait until Dawn goes to sleep. Well, I wasn't going to mention her, but I did. Screw it. And then I'm going to take a bath. And then I will listen to some content in the bath. Robert says, Emilia got me all caught up with what's going on. So you got your wife, Robert, that's doing all the drama. What do you call it? Your wife rounds up all the drama for you, so you don't have to waste time. You just cover the stories, and your wife puts it all together. That's fantastic, dude. Hello, Emilia. I think we're going to bring you and Robert back because I think it's the right time to do it. And yeah, I'll look into that sometime this week, and I'll reach out to you folks. Robert gets the Cliff Notes That's right. Well, I asked ODM for the cliff notes, Sandra, because Sandra, yeah, you don't have to say too much, but I've got a lot on my plate right now, right? So I don't have time, even if I wanted to. Sandra, exactly. I communicate with you regularly, Tia. People behind the scenes, right? I've got a lot on my plate right now, and I don't have time to watch this stuff, even if I wanted to. But I might take an Epsom salt bath tonight and kind of just skim through some shit. I don't know. We'll see. We got 40 people here now. Did somebody just end the stream? Like, is everyone coming over here now? How did we go to almost 40 people? Does that mean someone just ended a stream? It's just weird how these people work. This one audience, man. This is like ping pong, 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 pong. And right now, like I'm just laughing. Like Sandra, Tia, ODN, anyone else here, right? I'm not feeding into this. I'm laughing because this is happening in real time. I'm just taking a walk, hanging out with people, talking about the fact that I'm an empath and how it affects me and others. And this is just weird. You have another group of people that trash you for years, and then they end their show probably, and then the people over there that don't even like me or us, then they come here because they still want to hear what I got to say. Why does it matter what I say? I don't even care about what's going on over there. Like, don't you people have a spouse or family or friends to give your time to? Like this is just surreal, man. ODN says, yeah. Oh, 100%. The dude ended his stream to come watch you. It's a good topic. Maybe we can talk about that in my interview. Well, Sandra, when would you be available to do the interview? What day is best for you? If we were going to do your interview this week or next week, what day is best for you, typically during the week? Let me know. I'm going to be going off the air real soon. I'm waiting for you. Okay. I'll get back to you tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll figure it out. I got some other things, I'm taking care of, but yeah, I will fit it all in. Thank you, Sandra. All right, we're at 97 minutes, an hour and 37, now an hour and 38 minutes, 98 minutes, an hour and 38 minutes. Okay, says Sandra. All right, folks, I got to get going. With that being said, have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.